stop training like everyone else. Right now, thousands of players are doing the same cone drills, the same passing routines, the same predictable sessions that lead to the same predictable results. But here's what nobody tells you. The players who actually make it aren't training harder. They're training smarter. They're training alone. And in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a daily routine that transforms you from another decent player into someone coaches can't ignore. This isn't about becoming pro overnight. This is about becoming undeniable. Look, I know what it's like. You finish team training, you want to do more, but you don't have a personal coach waiting for you. You don't have a teammate who shares your obsession. You've got yourself, a ball, and maybe a wall or some space. That's it. But that's actually everything you need, because the truth is, the gap between you and the player you want to become isn't closed in team sessions. It's closed in those lonely hours when nobody's watching, when there's no applause, when it's just you and the work. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete daily routine that you can start today, a routine that targets the exact qualities that separate good players from great ones. Let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is something I call shadow touch mastery. Now, you've heard about first touch a million times, but this is different. This isn't about controlling a ball that's coming at you nicely from your teammate in training. This is about controlling chaos. Think about Bernardo Silva. Watch him in tight spaces when City are being pressed. The ball comes at him fast from awkward angles with defenders closing, but he doesn't just control it, he kills it dead and it's already positioned for his next move before the defender even arrives. That's not luck, that's shadow touch mastery. Here's why it works. Your brain creates what neuroscientists call motor programs, automated sequences your body can execute without conscious thought. But here's the catch. Those programs are shaped by the quality of repetition. If you're always receiving soft, predictable passes in training, your brain programs soft, predictable responses. Bernardo's brain is programmed for chaos because he trained for chaos. The exercise is simple but brutal. Stand 3 meters from a wall, throw the ball against it at different heights, different spins, different speeds. Your only job is this: control it within 1 meter of where it bounces and do it in one touch. No trapping it, then adjusting. One touch, total control, ready for the next action. Do this for 10 minutes, and I promise you, your brain will start recognizing patterns you never saw before. Remember this, your first touch isn't a skill, it's a language, and you're teaching your feet to speak fluently under pressure. Now we move to something I call invisible dribbling. You know that feeling when you watch players like Jamal Musiala or Kylian Mbappe and the ball just seems glued to their feet even at full speed? That's not genetics. That's thousands of hours of training their feet to know exactly where the ball is without looking. Here's the counterintuitive truth. Most players dribble with their eyes. They need to check where the ball is every few touches. Elite players dribble with their nervous system. Their feet have memorized the exact sensation of the ball, the weight, the texture, the response to every tiny adjustment. This is why Messi can dribble through 4 defenders while scanning the entire field for a pass. His feet are on autopilot and his mind is 3 moves ahead. The way you develop this is deceptively simple. Set up a small square, maybe 5 meters by 5 meters. Dribble inside it for 15 minutes. But here's the rule. You have to keep your head up, not occasionally, the entire time. Your eyes never drop to the ball. At first, you'll lose it constantly. You'll feel clumsy and frustrated. Perfect. That's your brain building new neural pathways. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice something magical. The ball stops feeling like something you're controlling and starts feeling like an extension of your body. You'll start sensing where it is, where it's going, how much force you need, all without looking. This is the difference between a player who dribbles and a player who glides. Your feet should know the ball the way your hands know a pencil, without thought, without doubt, just pure instinct. Let me introduce you to predator positioning. This one's subtle, but it's the reason players like Thomas Müller score 15 goals a season despite not being the fastest or strongest player on the pitch. Müller has this uncanny ability to just appear in the right place at the right time. Commentators call it instinct. It's not. It's pattern recognition trained through obsessive repetition. Here's what's really happening. Elite attacking players don't just watch the ball, they watch body shapes. They know that when a winger receives the ball on the touchline and the fullback's hips are turned inward, a cutback is coming. They know that when a midfielder shapes to play a through ball, but the defense is compact, it's probably going wide instead. They've seen these scenarios thousands of times, and their positioning is a response to micro signals that average players don't even register. You can train this alone, and it's one of the most underrated exercises in football. Find footage of matches, any level, it doesn't matter. Watch them, but here's the key. Pause the video the moment before something happens. A winger's about to receive the ball? Pause. Now predict, where should you be if you were the striker? Where's the space? Where's the cutback coming? Where's the defender weak? Then play it and see if you are right. Do this for 20 minutes 3 times a week, and I guarantee your game intelligence will skyrocket. Your body will start moving into spaces before your brain even tells it to. That's not magic, that's predator positioning. The best players aren't reacting to where the ball is, they're already where the ball is going to be. Now, here's something that will separate you from 90% of players your age: dynamic balance training. You ever notice how Vinicius Jr. gets fouled constantly but somehow stays on his feet? Or how Kevin De Bruyne can play a perfect pass while being shoved by a defender? That's not just strength, that's balance under chaos. Most players train balance standing still, maybe on one leg, maybe on a wobble board. That's fine for rehab, it's useless for football. Football balance is dynamic. It's about maintaining your center of gravity while sprinting, changing direction, and dealing with contact all at the same time. Rodri from Manchester City is a masterclass in this. Watch him shield the ball in midfield. He's not the biggest guy, but he's almost impossible to knock off the ball because his balance is world class. He knows exactly how to position his body, how to drop his hips, how to use his arms for leverage without fouling. You can train this with one simple drill. Find a slightly uneven surface. Grass is perfect. Dribble at varying speeds while randomly cutting and turning. But here's the twist. Every 10 seconds, plant one foot and hold a single leg balance for 3 seconds, then explode back into movement. Your body is learning to stabilize itself in unstable conditions. That's exactly what happens in a match. After 3 weeks of this, you'll notice something incredible. You'll feel stronger on the ball. Defenders who used to push you off easily won't be able to. You'll ride challenges and keep going. Your body is becoming a fortress in motion. Remember, power without balance is just flailing, but balance with speed is unstoppable. Let's talk about something I call scan conditioning. This is the one habit that separates professional players from everyone else, and it's invisible if you don't know what to look for. Watch any top midfielder, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Jude Bellingham. Before they receive the ball, they're constantly turning their head, scanning the field. They're not just glancing randomly, they're gathering information. Where are the opponents? Where's the space? Who's making a run? By the time the ball arrives, they already know their next 3 options. Studies have shown that elite midfielders scan the field an average of 6 times in the 10 seconds before receiving a pass. Average players, maybe once, if at all. This is why some players always seem to have time and others look rushed even when they're not being pressed. It's not about technical ability, it's about information. You can train this alone using something called shadow play. No ball needed. Just walk around your training space and every 5 seconds, snap your head left, right, over your shoulder like you're checking for opponents. Do this for 5 minutes, and yes, you'll feel ridiculous at first, but you're programming your brain to make scanning automatic. Then add a ball and do the same thing while dribbling. Then add light jogging. Then add speed. Within a month, scanning won't be something you think about, it'll be something you can't not do. Your awareness will be 10 times sharper. You'll start seeing passes others don't see. You'll avoid pressure before it arrives. This is the cheat code for game intelligence, and it costs you nothing but intention. The game slows down for players who see more, and you're about to see everything. Finally, we end every session with what I call the last touch ritual. This is simple, powerful, and it will rewire how you think about training. Before you finish, no matter how tired you are, you take one final ball and you hit one perfect strike. Could be a shot, could be a pass against the wall, could be a long ball. Doesn't matter. What matters is that it's perfect. Technique, precision, intention. You don't leave the field until you nail it. This does two things. First, it builds what psychologists call a success loop. Your brain remembers the last thing you did, and if the last thing you did was perfect, that's what gets encoded in your motor memory. You're ending on excellence, not exhaustion. Second, it teaches you something deeper: standards. You're training yourself to not accept good enough. You're creating a habit of finishing strong, of delivering quality, even when it's hard. Cristiano Ronaldo used to stay late after training and take 50 free kicks, not because he needed the reps, because he needed to end on perfection. That's the mentality that creates legends. So, every single session, no matter what you worked on, ends with one flawless touch. Make it a ritual. Make it non-negotiable. Your future self will thank you. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Training alone isn't really about the drills. It's about who you become in the process. When you choose to train alone, you're making a statement. You're saying that your dreams are bigger than your circumstances. You're saying that you don't need perfect conditions, you don't need fancy facilities, you don't need an audience.
You just need the will to show up. Every single session you do alone is a deposit in the bank of belief. Belief in yourself. Because when the moment comes, when the coach is choosing between you and someone else, when the game is tight and they need someone reliable, they're not picking the most talented player. They're picking the player who they know has done the work. The player who has the habits. The player who showed up when nobody was watching. That's you. This routine isn't just about better ball control or smarter positioning, it's about building the kind of character that can't be broken. The kind that keeps going when it's cold, when it's late, when you're tired, when you'd rather be doing anything else. Champions aren't crowned on match day. They're built in the lonely hours, and you're in those hours right now. So here's what happens next. You take this routine and you apply it today. Not tomorrow, today. Film yourself doing one of these drills and send it to me on Instagram or drop it in our Discord community. The link's in the description. I want to see your work. I want to see your progression. And if you want the full breakdown, every drill with sets, reps, and weekly structure, I've put together a complete training guide. It's free, links in the description. Download it, print it, make it your Bible. This is your moment. The gap between who you are and who you want to be closes one session at a time. Let's get to work.